Good afternoon, Chris Whelan here from the Center of Business Excellence, building better business results. I want to talk to you today about something that has come up this week, and it's absolutely near and dear to many, many business owners' hearts. You might in fact have been one of the recipients. I sent out an email a couple of days ago asking people what their number one thing was in their business. We're starting off 2025. So what's the number one thing in your business? And it could have been time, it could have been, they had working too much, it could have been the team was bothering them, or the economy was bothering them. But through all the emails, I sent it out to 800 people. To all of those emails, the number one response that I've had so far is that, there's a lot of things that are important, but the number one is money, right? So how do they make more money? How do they get more money into their business? And I get it, right? Because all of the other things, if you haven't got profit, all of the other things pretty soon can fade into insignificance. So I want to talk to you today about a topic that relates to money, and that is, why is profitability more important than revenue growth? Too many people that I've worked with over the years have been focused on, for want of a better term, global domination. They want more money, more revenue, more revenue, more revenue. And I want to talk to you today about why that isn't necessarily the right thing. It's profitability that matters. We're in the profit game. We're not in the global domination game if you're in business. So, as I say, focusing on revenue growth and believing that that's the ultimate indicator of success really isn't the way to go. And particularly if a person ignores profitability, you can leave your business very vulnerable to a whole range of things. So let's look at what some of those things are. Right? If you get the profitability right? So let's look at a couple of positive things up front. You get the profitability right in your business. What does it give you? It gives you financial stability, number one, because there's always cash available to cover expenses, to invest, to grow, to do whatever you need to do. Right? So firstly, you've got financial stability because your profitability is high. Secondly, it gives you an increased business value, because bear in mind, we're building business assets here. We're not just having a job that we pay ourselves. We're building a business asset. So increasing the business value is very important, because profitable businesses attract investors, they secure loans, they can do a whole bunch of other things. You can command higher valuations. So number one, financial stability. Number two, increased business valuation. And number three, and I've kind of touched on it, it's the ability to innovate, because you've got steady profits, where your next dollar is coming from. So you can invest the time, the effort in new ideas, new products, new services. So those are three good things that happen when you get your profitability right. You're not just focusing on getting more revenue. The flip side of that, of course, is that if you don't get the profitability right, cash flow crunch, pretty soon your revenue might not cover operational expenses, and you find yourself waking up in the middle of the night thinking, how the blazes am I going to cover the wages this week? Working with a plumber recently, and that's exactly what the problem was for them. How are they going to cover their wages, because the market conditions changed? So that cash flow crunch is very, very unpleasant and needn't be, but for many business owners it is. The second thing is, of course, you miss growth opportunities, because at the moment, let's call it the last 12 months or so, things have been quite tough in the New Zealand economy. People that are cashed up, right, that have made good profit, they've actually been an opportunity to look at other businesses that have struggled and either invest in them or potentially take them over. Now, that may not sound terribly great to you, but imagine if you're in a situation where you've got the money, prices are coming down. Right? Take the housing market a little while ago. Houses might be cheaper. It might have been a buyer's market. Apparently, that's changing. But the point is, if you've got the cash, you've got good profit in your business, you have opportunities in investment in your business or outside of it. And then, of course, the third thing, if you're chasing revenue and constantly doing that, you run the risk of personal burnout, right? Which is also not a good thing at all. Let me introduce you to someone, right? Imagine that you're meeting this person. Her name is Sarah. Sarah owns a boutique retail business. She's owned it for a number of years. And over the last 3 or 4 years, she's worked absolutely tirelessly to grow her revenue. And in fact, her annual sales over that 3 years, fantastic, has been doubled. And on paper, that looked, she was going all in the right direction. The problem is that Sarah wasn't monitoring. Look, I've changed the name, so there's no risk there. Wasn't monitoring her margins very well. Rising costs for inventory, rising shipping costs, the marketing ate away at her revenue. And at the end of the day, she had little cash to pay her staff and to pay herself, and certainly not to pay herself particularly well. When a competitor then opened nearby, Sarah was stuck. She couldn't lower her prices. She didn't have much wiggle room to respond to that. She couldn't improve her product offerings because at that point, her margins were very, very tight. So on paper, great revenue, but in reality, not much money. Couldn't adjust her pricing either. Within a year, she saw her margins as a climb, and by focusing, so when I say saw margins climb, by focusing on the profit, not just on the revenue, she saw her margins climb, and it took about a year. But the result of that is it gave her far more flexibility, and her business is now thriving. She's also got the confidence that she knows she can do it sustainably. There's probably 4 or 5 lessons. Let's go with 5 that I want to just cover for you in this. Number 1, revenue without profit is totally unsustainable. Right? You might think it's not, but revenue without profit is unsustainable because ultimately it's meaningless if your expenses go up with it. Right? So that's point number 1. It's lesson number 1. Profitability is what funds growth. You can have great revenue, but if you haven't got money in the bank, if you're not taking profit every month, you can't be growing. And to reinvest your profit either in your own business or outside of your business is absolutely the safest way to expand without over leveraging yourself. The third one, and hopefully you've heard this before, cash flow is king. Always has been and always will be. Profitability ensures you've got the cash to operate. Right? And so cash flow remains king no matter what the economic winds, whichever direction they may blow. I've already made the point that it improves your business valuation, and that's important because if at some point you are wanting to step out of your business for whatever reason, having the highest valuation is going to be in your favor. And then the fifth thing is that it empowers great decision making. Focusing on profit helps you manage your costs, helps you allocate resources, because we all know we're living in a world of scarce resource, and so making sure that you're focused in the right areas is very, very important. Let me just encourage you, whatever you do, don't let impressive revenue figures blind you to the underlying financial challenges that businesses have. If that's you, if you have been doing that, then stop right now. Start focusing on your profitability today. Review your current profit margins. Make sure you identify areas where you can reduce costs or increase prices. And if you need help, reach out. Right? That's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for, to help you make sure that your business grows sustainably, grows profitably, and you get more life, not just more work. In the link below, you'll see my link to my calendar. Grab some time. Let's have a chat and see whether we can help you. In the meantime, have a brilliant day and all the very best. Hope you're enjoying what remains of summer. Cheers. Bye-bye.